let me double check as to where we are in all of this. Alright, so we were getting ready to... The forest has changed. Things seem more peaceful, and there are signs of civilization here and there. If you follow these signs, the bridges and buildings, perhaps you can find a town. Okay, so let's go. Let's go see if we can find a town. Haha! Alright. We found Elenia. A town. The town of elves. Or not elves, fairies. That's what it is. Alright. Didn't this used to be the forest of the fairies? These trees weren't here before, and neither were those houses. This is a huge town. Or a huge town like this couldn't pop up in just a couple years. Just how long was I asleep? Well, your seal was supposed to hold for 100 years. So, it's been at least that long. Oops. Sorry about that, guys. There wasn't anything but wilderness here before. How many years have passed? Will the people here even understand my language? I suppose there's one way to find out. Who should I talk to first? Wait, these people are the sylphs. Before the curse, they were one of the younger races of fairy. If they have a town of their own, they've come a long way while I slept in the ice. This silver-haired boy looks nice enough. I'll start with him. Oh, yeah. Wing. Yeah, he's a bit of a douche. Greetings, child. Might I have a moment of your time? All right, Wing. What? I got a lot of homework to do. Buzz off, human. You impudent! How dare you? And where do you get off calling me a human of all things? You talk funny. If you're not a human, what are you? You don't look like any fairy I ever saw. You don't even have wings. Of course I don't have wings, you ingrate. I'm an elf. Elf? Huh. That sounds familiar. Elf. Weren't they a race of fairies that disappeared hundreds of years ago? Oh, so an elf is like a sub-variant of a fairy. Huh. At least in this world. I don't know about, like, the wider... I think in the wider realm of fantasy, elves are actually their own race. They're not like a sub-race of anything. I know there are sub-races of elves, but I didn't... In this universe, elves are a sub-race of... Not sub as in being, like, inferior. I mean, like, subdivided. You have the category fairies. And then you have the sylph fairies, who are these guys right here. They have kind of like bug wings. I think there's also the nymph fairies who live in Orbis. They have like angel-like wings or bird wings. And then there's the other fairies. There are some more fairies that exist in what's called the Ellen Forest. It's kind of like a theme dungeon. But they have, like, butterfly wings. And I don't think they have a particularly, like, a specific, like, race name for them. So I call them the Papillo. Butterfly, Papillo. But I could be wrong. There might be a name for them. I just don't remember what it is. Hundreds of years? That's what I learned in school, anyway. They were all, okay, I don't remember what happened to them. I also heard that there's that one elf. Hey, are you listening? Hello? Hundreds of years. The elves are all gone? How is this possible? I'm busy, so bug off. Stop zoning out, you weirdo. You think you can mess with me because I look young? I'm older than you think. We fairies just look young is all. Oh, you look like you're about 21 to me. Huh? How'd you know that? You're talking about elves and you guessed my age? you talking about elves and you guessed my age, so maybe I know a thing or two about fairies. Anyway, I'm too busy to chat with idiots like you. Why don't you talk to someone else? Oh, dang! Okie dokie, he ain't taking nothing from nobody on this one. Just ask Arwen here. She'll tell you anything I said was right. So there. Okay, so I believe Arwen here, she is a very old NPC from way back in the day. I think there was a quest called Arwen's Shoe that you had to get, and it was like this, kind of like a Cinderella thing. At least in this universe, I believe fairies like shiny things, like little shiny trinkets and stuff. And I don't remember Arwen ever having wings. So one of two things. Either she has a genetic hiccup, or she has the ability to hide her wings. And I want to say there was a class that made mention of that, but I don't remember if it is or not. So take it with a grain of salt. All right.
It's such a burden being friends with humans. They're so rude, so violent. Please make this quick. I don't like talking to humans, especially humans who go on about races that disappeared centuries ago, like elves. So it is true. The elves vanished that long ago? That's what all the books say, and I trust everything I read. Don't know why they vanished or where they went off to, though. What's wrong? You don't look so good, and you're saying all kinds of weird things. Are you sick? I don't want to catch some weird human disease.
Well, just keeps on going on and saying we're human, and that's not good.
Wow, you really don't look good. Your face is clammy and you're sweating. Look, why don't you go see Rowan the fairy? Rowan's healing magic is the best. She'll fix you right up.
The shock is just too great. Has it really been centuries? Have the elves really been forgotten? It must be some mistake. Ask Rowan the fairy what she knows about the elves. All right. And again, there are a few of these NPCs all around that are called fairies, but again, they don't have wings. So I don't know if it's because they're hiding them or if it's because they just don't have them. But regardless of what's going on, they are fairies. I just can't explain the thing with no wings. So next on, if you're listening, I know it's been like going on 20 years now. You need to fix that. You know, just put some wings on the back of Rowan and Arwen and all the other little fairies that are around to fix it. At least make it visually fixed.
Welcome to Elenia, village of the fairies. Or at least it used to be. Ever since Grendel the Really Old moved here, the village is filled with his pupils. It's practically a human village these days. My, you don't look well. Would you like a healing potion? What's this about elves? Let's see. I read about the elves in a book long ago. They're supposed to be this long-lost race of fairies, but there are only two races alive today, the Sylphs of Elenia and the Nymphs of Orbis.
Okay, so there you go. So I guess there used to be more, but now they've kind of dwindled out to where there's the Sylphs of Elenia and the Nymphs of Orbis. As soon as we get done with this conversation, I'll show you what I mean. Oh, okay, that was it. All right, so bring up the world map. It's here. Okay. So let's see, where is she? Yeah, see how they kind of like I can't move the mouse because otherwise the NPC will disappear. But if you see how they have kind of like angel or bird wing like angel or bird like wings, that's what makes up a quote unquote nymph fairy, or not nymph, sylph fairy. They're like supposed to be like a higher, kind of like high elves. Like there's elves and then there's high elves. These are kind of like fairies and high fairies kind of deal. Let's see. Is there another one? Those are general NPCs. Ah, there it is. Kriel. This particular NPC, I know it shows her wings kind of wrapped around, but maybe when we get high enough level, I'll go there and I'll show you exactly what they look like. This NPC actually has like a flapping animation, kind of like hovering in midair, but she's pretty cool. Yeah, see, even this one, if you look at it, she has little tiny wings in the back.
Are you a historian or something? Well, you can continue your research later. For now, let's get you all healed up. If you head to the left, there's a shining forest path. Visit the talking tree and ask for a cup of clear tree sap. That's just the thing for you. After you drink the cup of clear tree sap, get some rest. You look like you need it.
Not exactly. We've been asleep for like thousands of years. Or hundreds at the very least.
Alright, let's go! Rowan sent you here, didn't she? Dang it! Why does she keep doing this? I don't want to give my sap to every sap who walks by. See how short I am? It's 'cause I keep giving my sap to... Hold on a sec, you look really bad. Really, really, really bad. What's wrong with you?
Just yesterday, everybody knew my name. Now nobody remembers who I am.
Oh, well, who are you anyway? Just 'cause you're proud of what you've done doesn't make you important. So what if you are nobody? So what if you're a nobody?
And I've lost all my power. I cannot fight anymore.
Then don't! Hang out in town, chill with your friends. I don't know why so many people insist on wandering around fighting monsters.
Oh boy, talk about breaking the fourth wall.
I don't have any friends to help me.
Man, you complain a lot. Just don't go looking for trouble and make some new friends. Simple, isn't it? Sure, everyone's saying scary things like, the Black Mage is back, and look out for the Black Mage. But who really cares? Life's too short to worry about things like that. If you lost all your power, just forget about it and be a normal person.
He's a crass tree, but maybe he has a point. Perhaps it's time I settle down.
Oh, so we're just gonna gloss over the fact that the Black Mage is back. Okay.
My battle with the Black Mage is ancient history. Nobody cares what I did in the past. I lost all the power that I raised to protect Maple World. I can't even fight against slimes. I'm so weak like this. And I don't have my old friends to rely on anymore. I'm on my own here. What can I do on my own? But I cannot give up like this. I'm the sovereign of the Elves. My people are still suffering the Black Mage's curse. I will never give up. If I can't give up, then there's only one thing I can do. I may be weak, but I will get stronger. I may not have allies, but I will make them. Who cares if nobody remembers who I am? My only duty is to save my people. Once I get my original strength back, then I should be able to vanish the curse of the Black Mage. If I keep training, step by step, I'll get my original strength back. It will take a long time, but if I just do what I can now, eventually I will win.
Hey, you cheered up. You decided to be a normal person like I said?
No, of course not. Say, do you know what kind of work is out there for someone of my level?
Well, there's not a whole lot out there for a little acorn like you. Oh, but there is that researcher in Golem's temple entrance. Dr. Bruce, I believe it was. He was looking for someone to run some errands. How about that?
Errands? You're telling the sovereign of the Elves to run errands?
What of the who? You really are weird, aren't you? If Dr. Bruce thinks I'm sending crazies his way, he'll chop me down.
I'm just kidding. You don't have to worry about me. I'm very good at errands.
She's gotta swallow her pride now.
You're weird, but you seem harmless enough. Okay, go into Golem's temple entrance and tell Dr. Bruce I sent you. I hope you know the way to Golem's temple entrance. Pass through Six Path Crossway to go to Hennessy's Golem Temple. Hennessy's Golem Temple entrance will be further south. Ask a tree if you get lost. Seriously though, press W key on the wheeled map if you get lost. Dr. Bruce has ashen hair and a white lab coat. You know, like a doctor. I am Bruce, Golem researcher extraordinaire.
Wait, should he have an accent? I'll give him an accent.
I am Bruce, Golem researcher extraordinaire. What business do you have with me? Is it Golem stuff?
I am here on behalf of Talking Tree. I heard that you need an assistant?
You're here for the job? Marvelous! I am in dire need of an assistant. It doesn't pay much, but if you're willing to start right away, the job is yours. I need something found. A friend of mine sent a care package weeks ago, and it still isn't here. So I called up the delivery center, and the box disappeared somewhere near Golem's temple. I think the stone golem may have taken my delivery box. Can you get it back? I really need what's inside. Go to the Golem's temple and get the delivery box back from the stolen golems. Don't worry, there's nothing breakable in the package. Speaking of which, don't open it. Alright.
Can we open it? I know he said not to open it, but can we open it? A crushed delivery box. Handle with care is printed in big red letters on the side. Let's try. No! We can't open it. Oh well. That would have been funny if we could.
That's it? My delivery box? This is addressed to me. Oh, thank goodness. Let me just crack this open. Oh no, the contents are all mixed up. Someone else must have opened it first. Was it you? No, I would know if it was you. Must have been a golem then, which means the missing item is still at the temple. Can you go back to the golem's temple and bring the item back?
That sounds easy. What was the item you seek?
It's a dejected green mushroom puppet. It looks like a regular green mushroom, but I have a weird expression.
A puppet? A dejected green mushroom puppet?
It's a very important puppet. Monsters all over Victoria Island have been going nuts, and these puppets are always nearby when it happens. There has to be some connection.
Perhaps the monsters are offended by the puppets?
Offended? Well, perhaps. Whatever the case may be, we need to get that puppet. Go to the golem's temple and hunt some golems and get the dejected green mushroom puppet. Seems like green mushroom puppets' only effect applies to green mushrooms. Thank goodness it has no effect on the golems. Alright. You've got the puppet! Excellent! Now I can work out exactly what's so weird about this thing.
Oh, cool! We got some new armor! Yay!
I'll give you a couple items as thank you. Oh, don't worry, these are pretty easy to get. Hennessy's is a town of bowmen after all. Alright, I'm going to dive back into my work. So, Bruce, what you been doing? Mercedes, thank you for your work. My research is chugging along just fine now. However, one of my colleagues is in need of your help. Are you busy?
My help?
Yes, my teacher, Dr. Winston, asked me if I knew any good assistants. My response, of course, was, do I ever? He's studying the monsters in Perion.
Perion? Where's that?
Really? You don't know where Perion is? You know you're great at random tasks, but just terrible with directions. Anyway, Perion is northeast of Hennessy's. It's like the place for warriors.
Are you sure it's not just a barren mountains out that way? Completely uninhabitable?
For sane people, maybe, but the warriors seem to like it. Anyway, you could meet with could you meet with Dr. Winston? I think he's in the rugged rocky zone, just outside of Perion. Great! Please, meet with my teacher. And then we'll be teleported there instead of
I'm Winston, the archaeologist. I say, you must be Mercedes. Bruce has told me so much about you. You're as elegant as he said, though your ears are a tad peculiar.
I'll have you know that I have beautiful ears, by Elvin standards.
Ah, and there's that peculiar accent he told me about. Well, that's fine by me. If you're as helpful as Betty says, then you can be as eccentric as you want.
Okay, so I believe there was a quest line that got cut out of our time while we were in Elenia, where we actually helped one of the NPCs there named Dr. Betty do some of her research. I think it was on plants in Elenia, and so that's what it's talking about over here. So that quest line seems to have been erased. Alright, so.
Well then, shall we get to it? A few days ago, I uncovered a new fossil near Perion. It appears to be some manner of leaf, but I haven't the foggiest what plant it came from. Well, that's not entirely true. I suspect it might be related to the dark stumps. If you would be so kind, might you hunt 50 dark stumps and bring me 10 leaf items? There are a few dark stumps around here, but you might be better served going to Dusty Wind Hill. They're right strong, but I'm sure you'll shoulder what for. Leaves! Capital! I'll get to work on these straight away. Let's see. Structure here and here. Yes, quite right. You aren't an archer, are you? An old student gave me this, and I haven't the slightest idea what to do with it. Please take it. The fossil I uncovered is quite a bit bigger than these leaf items from dark stumps. But they're related, I'm sure of it. The question remains, when they were this big, were the dark stumps still able to move?
I wish I could help, but I've never seen these monsters before. I don't know what they were like in my day.
You do say the oddest things. No matter. Without any more fossil samples, I've little hope of getting to the bottom of this. If only there were some old documents or some such about the monsters of this region. Sadly, the warriors of Perion aren't exactly the document-keeping sort.
Hold on. Didn't I commission a monster picture book be made to document all the monsters of Maple World? That book is probably still in the village library.
Rumor has it that there is a crack in time somewhere in Osiria where you can visit the past. Of course, it's not true, but it's a nice thought. Well, we gave it the old college try, but I think this research has reached a dead end.
Really? All you need is information about monsters from a few hundred years ago, right?
Yes, but as you know, we don't have many records left from the old days. Why do you think I've spent my life digging up fossils? But why do you ask? Do you know something I don't?
I'm certain the monster picture book is still in Elul's library. And all the monsters have changed so much, I don't have any use for it. I can get there in a flash with my elven blessing, so why not give it a try?
Alright, into the library we go. I guess. You took the monster picture book from the library. You can take the mysterious portal back to Perion and give the item to Winston. The mysterious portal is on the right side of town. Alright, cool. Mysterious portal. Let's go! If you're done in Elul, you can reach other towns through the mysterious portal. Perhaps you should head to the Ruggy Rocky Zone where Winston is.
Yes! Aha! Winston! My good chap. Is this the book you told me about? I've never seen such a tome. The binding is exquisite, and it's in such pristine condition. Marvelous! Marvelous!
Smashing!
He kind of reminds me of, who is the guy? Nigel Thornberry from the Wild Thornberries.
This is absolutely smashing, love.
I can't do the voice all that well, but that's kind of what Winston reminds me of, always.
Capital! There's all manner of information on old monsters in here. I thought you were some manner of flim-flam artist for a moment there. But this is the authentic article. Please, accept this as my token of thanks. It's everything I have. Yes, quite right. We scholars aren't the wealthiest lot, but this item should help you on your adventures, shouldn't it? This book will change the course of my work. I promise you. I owe you a greater debt than I can ever repay.
All right, cool. Let's see.
Oh, I had something I needed to do, but I simply can't wait to get to my research. This is like having a luscious feast laid out before me and being told not to look in.
Not to tuck in. Luck in or tuck in? Maybe it's supposed to say dig in. Either way.
Luckily, I have you here. Don't worry, this is a trifling task. And as always, I'll pay you for your time. Jolly good. Here, take this Archon's blood and deliver it to Manji in Perion. I promised him some time ago, and I just now have gotten my hands on it. And of course, keep whatever tip he decides to give you.
Right, let's go to Perion, town of the warriors. Oh, yeah, that's right. Manji is up top. Whee! And whee! And whee! Here we go. Wait, is it over here? There we go.
This is Archon's blood. Huh? Winston told you that I would give you something. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to give you, though I can increase your fame.
Bruce, back in Hennessy's is in urgent need of your help. Head back to Gollum's temple entrance. All right, let's go call us a taxi. Mercedes, good to see you. I've been following up on your research, and I think I'm on the verge of making a huge discovery about how this puppet works. Oh, and my old teacher in Perion wanted me to thank you again for helping with his research. Really? He won't shut up about the book you gave him. I told one of my peers about you, and now he really wants to meet you. I don't suppose you could go see him for me? Move to Elul. Okay, back home. My colleague's name is Betty. She studies ancient organisms in Elenia. You're from around there, right? That makes you the perfect person to help her out. Okay, so it looks like they did actually keep the whole Betty storyline, but they may have switched the order in which it happens. All right. Betty! Betty! She got Betty Davis eyes. I'm Betty the biologist. There are so many things to work on, but I'm always lacking time. Are you Mercedes? Oh goodness, Bruce told me so much about you. To the point of excess, really. Still, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Betty. You really are as pretty as Bruce said. I thought surely he was exaggerating. Okay. So there's another fact. Got a weird accent. They're a subspecies of fairy. And They're often seen as beautiful.
I'm afraid I have to skip your training and put you right into work. See, I'm in dire need of cell samples. In particular, I need more evil eye cell samples. Evil eyes? Those cave vermin? You want me to go crawling around in caves?
Caves? What are you talking about?
Wait, I think... Yes, I did read somewhere that evil eyes lived in caves centuries ago. These days, they crowd the forests around Elenia, of course. They're not that strong, so I think you can handle them. Right? In my day, evil eyes were terrifyingly strong. But if the slimes have gotten so weak, I suppose the same might have happened here. In your day? I don't know what you're talking about, but you're saying you can eliminate them, right? All I need are 20 cell samples or so. Well, get to it. Evil eye can be found north of Elenia. I give you 10 Elenia return scrolls, since it's pretty far. Use them well. I'm counting on you. Those are the evil eye cell samples I wanted. To be honest, I was worried you weren't really a serious adventurer. Looks like I was wrong. Thanks. Here, you should have this. You're an archer, right? An old archer friend gave it to me, but I'm not sure I'm any good with such things.
Actually makes us less powerful. I think we're going to stick with the hat we got.
Okay, enough dilly-dallying. We've got work to do. This time, I need 20 curse eye cell samples. What is a curse eye? I've never heard of such a thing. Huh? How have you never heard of curse eyes? They're like evil eyes, but with green skin. You shouldn't have any trouble finding them.
This is my best team that I haven't seen in years.
Nice!
It's always cool to do such stuff.
A green evil eye? I've never seen anything like that before. Odd. There are many more curse eyes than there are evil eyes. At any rate, I can count on you to finish the job, can't I? Alright. That was quick. Thank you. Now I need to get back to my research. I'm trying to figure out which came first. Evil eyes or curse eyes? This is going to be tough, I think.
I think it's supposed to say tough, not touch.
Isn't it obvious? Evil eyes have clearly been around longer than curse eyes. Oh? And what makes you say that? I've never seen an evil eye before. That's why. Those evil eyes would leave their caves when food got scarce, and I'd have to go drive them away from the village. Of course, they were much stronger back then. So your hypothesis is that some evil eyes left their caves and eventually became curse eyes. Fascinating. Yes, my evidence does indicate that. This is worth some more research. Oh, while you were out, I found another item that belongs to my old archer friend. I'd like you to have it. I was prepared to spend hours researching the hunting patterns of evil eyes and curse eyes, but your hypothesis gives me an idea. It seems to me that evil eyes left their caves, and when they ate the plants outside, they turned green and eventually turned into curse eyes. Let's see if we're right. Evil eyes and curse eyes cell samples isn't enough to prove our hypothesis. I need plant samples from around Elenia. Would you bring me 5 plant cell samples? The plants look like this. Magic and skills won't work on them, so use regular attacks to collect their samples. We could be on the verge of a great discovery here. Isn't it exciting? You have the plant samples? Thank you. Now let's see just how big an effect they have on evil eyes. Thank you for giving me the new direction. I'll let you know when I have another job for you. Here, take this. I got it in a big event a while back, but you'll get more use out of it than me.
Phileas! Phileas is awake! You hear a voice calling you. A gentle, sing-songy voice. Could it be Phileas? Highness.
Hello? Who's there?
Your Highness.
This voice sounds familiar.
Your Highness.
Wait, isn't that Phileas?
Where are you, Your Highness? Why are you not in your quarters?
Phileas, you're awake?
So it would seem, Your Majesty. Everyone else is still trapped in ice, but where are you? I feared for the worst when you weren't in your room.
It's a long story. I'll tell you everything, but I need to see you in person. Let's meet back in the village.
As your wish, Your Majesty. I will be waiting.
And teleport!
At least I'm pretty sure Phileas is a guy. I could be very wrong, because as we both know, anime and anime-esque games tend to make some quote-unquote attractive guys look very similar to one another of being a guy or a girl. So, I'm gonna go with a guy for now, until I see otherwise. Oops. Your Highness, I'm so happy to see you safe. I was worried.
You look tired. Are you alright?
Don't worry about me. It's just the aftermath of the curse. Aftermath of the curse. I'm more worried about the village. Why isn't anyone else waking up?
It's been this way, Phileas. I've been awake for a while now, and you're the only other elf who's woken up since. When I heard your voice, I hoped the Black Mage's curse had been lifted.
I don't understand either, my liege. The Black Mage uses powerful forbidden magic, much of which even I don't understand. But you were going to tell me your story, yes? I'm eager to find out what's happened. You tell him everything that's happened, awakening from your slumber, weak and alone, in a world centuries removed from Victoria Island you once knew, and you tell him of your quest to retrain your strength and free the elves of the Black Mage's curse. Your Majesty, I'm sorry. I failed you. This should never have happened.
It's all right, Phileas. I've only done what I can to help my people. Right now, I need to know what you think of the situation.
It's clear the Black Mage's curse is still in effect. Somehow, a crack has formed in the curse, but it's still there. That's why you woke up, Your Highness.
Then why are you awake too?
I believe it is because of you, Your Majesty. Because you are awake, the crack in the curse is growing, and it will continue to grow as you become stronger.
Then I must continue to build my strength.
Exactly. I am the most powerful of the three elders, so I woke up first. If you continue to grow, the other two elders will wake up soon.
I see. And what of the rest of my people?
Your strength is the strength of all elves. Once you regain your full strength, even the weakest among us should awaken.
Very well. My path is clear. I must return to the world beyond Elul and continue to train. Phileas, will you come with me?
If your Majesty will allow it, I think I will stay here. I'm still too weak to survive outside of the village. Besides, someone must stay behind and watch over the other elves while you train. I'm proud of you, my liege. You woke up here, alone, and still managed to rise above it and weaken the curse even more. It is an honor to serve such a great hero. The other elders will awaken soon. Come, let's watch.
Hey, Danica!
Your Majesty, I missed you so. I've been trying to act normal, but I was afraid I'd never see you again. Danica, are you okay? Don't worry about me, I'm fine. compared to the others. I lost my skills, but I'm not hurt. Thank goodness. How did you manage being alone all those years? It's just so sad to think about it. But you don't have to worry about any more. I'll keep you company from now on. I wish I could go with you, but I'm still too weak from the curse. I'd only get in your way, Your Majesty. Phileas would eliminate me if I tripped you up. I'll be here, training for now, Your Majesty. Please promise me you'll train hard and free our people from the ice, okay?
Astilda! You're awake!
Your Majesty. Astilda, are you all right? I'm fine, just a little fatigued. That's a relief. Phileas and Danica were all right, but I was particularly worried about you, Astilda. You've been through worse than I, Your Highness. No, I haven't suffered anything compared to what you went through. You're living proof of the old saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You took that throne when you were only a child, and still here you are, standing up against the Black Mage. We 3 elders have awakened, but the rest of the elves are still cursed. But since we have our ruler, we aren't afraid of anything.
Your Majesty, if I might suggest, with all 3 elders awakened, we might attempt the Rite of Snow.
The Rite of Snow? Are you strong enough yet?
We will be fine. I believe that this purification spell may be our best chance of freeing the elves from the curse.
I'm worried about you. The aftermath of the curse left you too weak to try such powerful magic.
The Rite of Snow doesn't rely on the caster's power. It isn't easy, but it won't use up any of our strength. All we need to do is call upon the hearts and spirits of the elven people. We can do it right now, in fact.
Very well. If you believe it could lift the curse, please try the Rite of Snow.
This is... Oh.
What is it? Did you fail?
Yes. This is... odd.
We just have to build our strength back. If we were at full power, wouldn't it have worked?
I'm afraid not, Your Highness. The Rite of Snow doesn't rely on its caster's power, and we performed the ritual perfectly. I felt the hearts and souls of the elves. It should have worked. Our own magic was not the problem. There's only one possibility, Your Highness. The seal on the Black Mage is getting weak. Either that, or he's already broken free. When you think about it, it's quite simple. When you woke up, you made a crack in the curse, and now that you're training to get your strength back, the rest of the elves are getting their strength back too. However, the rest of Maple World is suffering more and more each day. This means the Black Mage himself is getting stronger, even though we are breaking the curse. The only way this could be is if the seal on the Black Mage is breaking. But Maple World is still in danger. The Black Mage will never rest. We fought so hard to seal the Black Mage, and suffered his curse as a result. Yet after all that, we must face him again hundreds of years later? Why can't we beat him? He's like a cockroach, a terrifying, world-destroying cockroach.
We're not ready to face him yet. The elves are still cursed, and our other allies must be long dead by now.
Is there no hope?
There is always hope. Our situation is worse than it's ever been, but I'm beginning to make friends in Maple World, in the world outside. We simply must find someone who understands our plight and can help us navigate the present Maple World.
Someone who... Your Highness, I think I know of someone.
How? You've been trapped in ice longer than I have.
Do you remember that one child who followed you everywhere? The one who was afraid for your life when you went off to fight the Black Mage? As I recall, you made a promise to keep that child safe. Okay.
Yes, I remember. I ordered her away from the village, away from the battle, to protect our treasure.
Yes, I remember. You left the Mistalin.
No, wait. Mistelteen? Tane?
There's a chance she's still alive. Hundreds of years is a long time, even for us, but she was a kid back then. Athena Pierce may be our best hope.
It's a long shot, but maybe Betty has heard of her. Use the mysterious portal to go back to Elenia.
Alright, let's go! Okay, let's go! Elenia!
Betty! Betty, I need your help! Betty! Sorry to stop your research.
Mercedes, glad to see you. I miss having you as my assistant, but thanks to your help early in my research, my research is coming along nicely. But what brings you here? Is there something I can do for you? Whatever you need, just ask. I owe you so much. Do you know of anyone else like me? Someone with long hair and pointed ears. She's got potential as an archer, but she's still just a child. She's calm and kind, but very stubborn. You're looking for a kid? I suppose she'd be an adult now. She may even be quite powerful. If you hear of anyone who looks like me, please let me know. I'll repay you however I can. You don't have to pay me anything. Now, if we're talking about adults, I do know of an archer with long hair and pointy ears. She's famous, you know. Famous? Could Athena Pierce be famous? That's a shock. Yes, Athena Pierce, that's her. You really didn't know she's that famous bowman and job instructor? She teaches at the Bowman Instructional School in Hennessy's. Honestly, everyone in Maple World knows of her. So, Athena Pierce is the bowman at the Bowman Instruction School.
Athena Pierce is usually in the Bowman Instructional School in Hennessy's, training new bowmen. You should be able to see her right away.
Let's go! Athena, my girl!
Are you here to become a bowman?
No, that's not right. Your face. It can't be. Mercedes?
Ha 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 ha! Joyful reunion between master and student. And I believe this was also touched on in the Lashalane storyline, to where Lucid was like a fellow trainee under Mercedes, but Lucid just couldn't get a hold of the bow. So there is that. But it's a good picture. It's a cute picture.
You're alive! I knew the Black Mage couldn't beat you. I just knew it! When I got back to Victoria Island, I made sure the refugees were safe. Then I went back to the village, but the path was sealed. We had to keep the curse from spreading. I'm sorry I never had a chance to warn you. I came back so many times, I lost count, and the seal was always there, every time. I couldn't get through, no matter how many arrows I fired, no matter how many times I threw myself against it. I didn't know. I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you things were going to be okay. Your Highness, I thought that I'd never see you again.
You comfort Athena as she cries.
Oh boy.
Well, I guess technically now Athena would be the master, because while Mercedes here, she may be technically older, she physically hasn't aged since she was stuck in the curse, basically frozen in time. So Athena hasn't grown up, and she's now kind of technically older than Mercedes.
I'm okay. Your Highness, you haven't changed at all since I last saw you.
And you grew up. Are you older than me now?
See, I was just talking about that.
You're right. Oh, how strange. I'm older than the ruler of the Elves.
You'll have to excuse me. It's going to take me some time to get used to Athena Pierce, all grown up.
All that matters is that we're both alive. I never thought I could be this happy again. But how did you find me? Was the seal lifted from the village? I want to hear everything.
Right.
Please, I want to know everything that happened after you fought the Black Mage. I know you sealed him away, but why did you seal Elul too?
You explain everything. The Black Mage's defeat, the curse, the elves sleeping for hundreds of years, waking up alone in the present, and the village's current situation.
So only Phileas, Danica, and Estilda, and your Highness are awake. This isn't good. At least the monsters of today are weaker than they were in our day.
Indeed. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to know more about Maple World. What's happened in the centuries that I was asleep?
She tells you that she settled in Victoria Island after the battle, helped form a town, and that Victoria Island is now in peace.
Even though the Black Mage has disappeared, Kirin is searching for him to get revenge for Destonin. But things are changing very quickly now that the new Castellan, Cygnus, is here.
Oh, okay. Castellan. Okay, so that's probably the word for Empress, because everywhere else she's called Empress Cygnus, but among the elves, the word is probably Castellan.
Empress Cygnus.
She tells you of the rumors of the Black Mage's return, the Black Wings, the Cygnus Knights, and the return of Von Leon.
Oh, and I was able to meet with Aran again. Aran is alive? But he was a human.
It seems like Okay, so there might be a little bit of a typo there, because I believe when Mercedes came out, Aran was still a male character mainly, with a female variant. However, in later things, it has now become a female main with a male variant. So, I believe that is what's happened here.
It seems like the curse that froze him also kept him alive. But he was weakened like you, and he lost his memories. He didn't even remember the Black Mage. Still, somehow, he's fighting on our side. I can't believe Aran is alive. Is there any chance I could meet him? I'm not sure, Your Highness. Aran is traveling Maple World, so maybe you will meet him. But for now, could we return to Elul? I want to return home so desperately. Elder Phileas, my sister, Elder Danica, and Elder Estilda. I really do miss them, so let's go. Hold on, I almost forgot. Please wait outside a moment, Your Highness.
All right, let's go outside. Oh, excuse me. Oh no!
Hey, you're Mercedes, right?
Huh? Who is this child?
Child? Shut it! Athena Pierce will never see you again! Ah!
Ow!
Athena! Athena!
I'm perfectly fine, though.
What was that noise, Your Highness? Were you attacked? Who would do this inside of town? Let's go inside and discuss this. Are you okay, Your Majesty? I'm fine. He just caught me off guard. How about you? I'm all right, thank goodness. But who are they? And why did they talk to us? Did you see that wing symbol they were wearing? They call themselves the Black Wings, but he was just a minion. They're trying to resurrect the Black Mage. I felt like the Black Wings were watching me, but they've never attacked directly. Perhaps they found out that I was trying to take out the Mistletoe.
Mistletoe. I think it's probably Mistletoe.
Mistletoe? You mean you still have it? Of course. I know you ordered me to hold on to it so I wouldn't follow you into battle, but it was still an order from my sovereign. I've kept it safe all these centuries. But why did they attack me and not you? The Black Wings have a person who can transform into anyone they want. Perhaps they wanted to replace you and steal the Mistletoe, Your Highness. Such a frightening ability. Yes, that's what makes them so dangerous. Hold on. Could they have been listening to us? If so, they may already know about Elul. Your Highness, we must protect the village. Since they couldn't take my place, they might attack Elul. I'll use my magic to return there right away.
Let's go! Ah! We got ourselves 20 assassins! Let's get inside. Whew. Everything seems to be okay.
Alright, so from earlier, I don't know if you guys caught it or not, but Danica is Athena Pierce's, or at least was, Danica was Athena Pierce's older sister from way back in the day. Now it appears that Athena Pierce is the older sister, but still technically, Danica is Athena's older sister.
Your Highness, Athena Pierce told me you were attacked. Are you hurt? Fortunately, Athena Pierce and I managed to hold off the Black Wings' attack on the village. But it was close. Why are they attacking us? We don't know enough about the outside world to really say what's happening. It's best if you discuss the situation with Athena Pierce. However, she has responsibilities beyond the village. I fear we can't rely on her forever. Young Athena Pierce, all grown up. Amazing.
Good thing we defeated them all. No one was injured either. And I got to see everyone again. This has been great. We managed to protect the village. But if they attack again, the elders won't be strong enough to hold them off. Not yet, anyway. I want you to keep the Mistletoes safe, Athena Pierce. The village simply isn't secure. I want you to hold on to it for a little while longer. The village isn't safe like this. There must be a way to protect the village. I could stand guard. Your Highness, you must continue your training. I have an alternative. Let's request the help of the Cygnus Knights. They're leaders in the fight against the Black Mage, or the Black Wings. The Cygnus Knights? As in this Empress Cygnus you told me about? Yes. The Castellan hired many knights and formed an organization called the Cygnus Knights. Think of them as our ally. If we explain our situation, they will surely help us.
Let's go! Let's go talk to our girl, Cygnus!
I shall return to Hennessy's and write a letter to the Cygnus Knights headquarters. Irive, by your leave, my liege.
Very well. I will go to Irive and meet this Empress in person.
As you wish, Your Majesty. I'll make sure the letter reaches them in advance, so they know to expect you.
Right, let's go!
Nineheart! You grumpy old sod. You must be Mercedes, the ruler of the Elves. My name is Nineheart, commander under Empress Cygnus. Welcome. Cygnus is eager to meet you. Please, come inside.
Right, let's go! Cygnus! Little baby Cygnus!
Welcome, Mercedes. I am Cygnus, the humble Empress of Mapleworld. It is an honor to meet one of the 5 heroes who helped seal the Black Mage away. Athena Pierce's letter took me by surprise. How could the legendary Mercedes still be alive? Of course, I am overjoyed that you're here now before me. We've done what we can for Mapleworld, but I'm still inexperienced and the Cygnus Knights are very new. I'm happy to lend you my knights, and in exchange, all I ask is your wisdom and guidance. There's much we can learn from each other. Maybe together, we have a chance against the Black Mage. We'll do whatever we can to aid the Elves.
Okay.
I'm so happy. You don't know what it's like to not have any other royals to talk to. I'm sure we'll be very good friends.
I'm glad you and Empress Cygnus are getting along. I've sent the knights to reinforce Elul. Not as many knights as I'd like to, mind you, but they should be up to the task. I've also seen to the rations and equipment.
That young girl, the Empress, will she be all right? She's shouldering quite a burden.
Don't worry yourself about her. She may be young, but she has led us with the wisdom and strength. Shinsu, the Cygnus Knights, and myself are doing everything in our power to support her. Trust me, the Empress Cygnus is a good ally to have. And the fact of the matter is, no one else can take Empress Cygnus's place. Ruling is her destiny.
Right.
I feel like I haven't had a chance to gather my thoughts in far too long. Hearing from Phileas changed everything. The Black Mage is coming, and his curse still has its hold on the Elves. At least I was able to find Athena Pierce, but then the Black Wings found us, and now the Black Mage's minions know where to find us. Thankfully, now we have the Empress Cygnus on our side, and her knights seem strong enough to keep the village safe. I can't shake this feeling of dread. The Black Mage's shadow lingers over Mapleworld once more, and the person at the front of that battle is a frail little girl. Will she be ready to fight when the time comes? All I can do is make sure the Elves are ready. Athena Pierce will want to know about our alliance with Cygnus.
Let's go talk to Athena! Athena, my girl!
Your Highness, Nineheart wrote that he's sent knights to the village. Elul should be safe for now. I'm glad we... Is something wrong? You don't look well.
This Empress, is she all right? Can she really stand against the Black Mage?
I didn't believe it at first. Empress Cygnus has more responsibility forced upon her than she was ready for, but... You taught me that a good ruler goes to any lengths to save her people, and that's exactly the kind of ruler she is. Empress Cygnus reminds me of you, Your Highness. She's got her back to a cliff, but she won't back down. Ever. I feel much stronger now. Why don't I try using my second advancement skills? Okay, here it goes. Huh? It didn't work. I'll try again. Hiya! Nothing. When I first became ruler of the Elves, I had to
pass a test from the Great Spirit of the Elves. Now that I'm starting over, do I have to do that again? There were 3 trials I had to pass, wasn't there? For that last trial, I had to beat the Rage Dragon. That creature almost eliminated me instead. I don't think I could beat it the way I am now. Maybe if I tell the Great Spirit that I remember the skills, and am just not strong enough to use them, she'll understand. Or maybe she'll tell me I'm not worthy of Elvin grace anymore. No sense in putting it off. I'll go see Great Spirit, and whatever happens, happens. Perhaps it's time for a new ruler of the Elves after all.
Okay. So, I don't know why, but ever since I played this class when it first came out, this Great Spirit, I don't know why, but for some reason I've always imagined it with a Southern Belles accent. I don't know why, but that's always kind of stuck with me. I think maybe when it initially came out, there was some of the dialogue that had kind of that Southern Belle an accent to it, but ever since then it's kind of stuck with me, and I can't seem to find it the old Maplestory stuff to seem to support that theory. So this is purely my own theory and my own take on it, but that's what I always imagined it.
All right then, I need to go back to my king's seat and play that old song, the Sovereign's Appeal. It's been a long time, but I practiced the appeal hundreds of times. I'm sure I can still play.
Let's go! Cygnus Knights!
Alright, we'll deal with that quest later. Right now, we have to get our power back. Okay. Oh, here it is. Ooh, she's purty. It's the Great Spirit, which only the ruler of the Elves can summon. Her aura shows that she's not an ordinary being.
Hello, Mercedes. You're looking right good, you are.
Oh, okay, there it is, right there. That's what made me think of it.
So what can I do for you? I already gave you all the power I can, dearie. What happened to you, dearie? I can't feel the royal power in you at all. And all I'm getting is this nasty, dark, cursy energy. It's a long story. I love me a long story. Remember, I'm a spirit, dearie. I don't have much to do but float around and listen to stories. So come on, tell us.
Tell her about the battle against the Black Mage, the curse, and the present-day Maple world.
Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I should have stayed in the fight against the Black Mage and spared my people this suffering. Great Spirit, if you feel I should step down as ruler, I will. Oh dear, don't worry your little head. You're doing the best you can by the Elves. It's a right pity there's so much evil in Maple World. You don't think this mean old Black Mage would have left the Elves alone, do you? After he were done with the humans, you'd have been next anyway. You were right to fight him the first time, and you're right to fight him this time. Don't you waste another moment second-guessing yourself, dearie. I'm not even gonna make you take the royal test again, neither. The royal power is all yours. You elves are in a heap of trouble with this curse. Dearie, I'm counting on you to lead your people to victory. You got a lot to do, love. Now, usually, you'd have to come see me again for your second and third tests, but I don't want to eat up any more of your time than I have to. From now on, I'll come visit you whenever you're ready for the next test. Doesn't that sound like fun?
Thank you for dropping by the library. I hope you enjoyed your stay as well as the tale you just saw. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and become a coin in the vault by hitting the subscribe button. If you never want to miss a video, ring the bell and turn on all notifications. To catch where these streams happen live, use the link in the description to visit my Twitch channel. If you'd like to see more tales from Maplestory, click this playlist here. And if you'd like a story narrated to you, click this playlist here. I hope to see you again, so until next time, my friends.